convention at the Universal
Concrete Marketing.
Concrete Marketing in California. And it's this heavy metal symposium. You know, you got people in the ballroom with tables and bottles of water in the morning. Rob Halford is there. Ronnie James Dio is there. Gene Simmons is there. And we got to see Alice in Chains for the very first time there in a hotel ballroom. Soundgarden we saw at a club. And, it was a trip. Anyway, one of the morning things about distribution, I think it was, Lemmy's on this panel, and Chuck Billy is on the panel, and a bunch of people, and it's early in the morning, it's like 10:30 in the morning, and you see Lemmy's got this bottle of Jack Daniels, and he's pouring it in a plastic cup of Coke, and while Chuck Billy's turned away, he slides one over in front of him, and he thinks it's just Coke because it's 10:30 in the morning. So Chuck Billy gets asked a question. He's asking a question about distribution, and he's being real eloquent. And then he takes a sip, and he realizes there's half of bourbon in here, and he slams it because it's 10:30, and he needs a caffeine fix. So he goes like this, and he almost spits it out, and he's trying to answer a question, and Lemmy is cracking up because he gagged him. And then later on that day,
we're at the pool,
and there was Telly Savalas' bar. Who loves you, baby? And all these metalheads are drinking at the bar, which is connected to the pool, and there's a window that goes from the bar out to the pool, and there's a really long line, and it's really hot, and we're really thirsty, and beers are $2 a piece. So you stand in line for your $2 beer. Well, John Morris, who was working for Biohazard at the time, and Sean, our manager, and me, and Chuck, and Chris Forbes might have been there. We shout out to Chris Forbes.
Shout out.
He's in our video.
Metalcore.
He's in it. Metalcore. One of the first fanzines ever. Anyway, we all decide we need beer. So we go to get in line, and it's $2 a beer. So we said, screw this. Everybody put up your money. We're buying a case of beer. We're going to have it on ice. And we're going to come back here and sit at this table and drink a case of beer, not one beer for $2 that you got to wait for a half hour in line for. So we get our money together, we get in line, and we say, we'd like to buy a case of Heineken. Heineken's $2 a bottle. Yeah, I know. Here's $48. Put it in a trash bag, put some ice on it, put it back in the box, and give it to me. Boom, 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 boom. We do this. So I put the case of beer up on my shoulder, and I walk by all the people who are sitting at the tables. Lemmy is there with, I think, the guy who produced the rock and roll album, and some really hot chick. So I walk by with the beer on my shoulder and decide this is a good place to stop. I drop one for him, one for the manager, one for the young lady, and I say, how about that, beer on the house? And you know what Lemmy says to me? He goes, that's great. He goes, I saw your star entrance.
Story. Oh my God.
That's thinking outside the box, or inside the box with ice, motherfucker.
Good times, man.
Good times.
Wow. That is a great story. Wait, there was one. What was it like being on a new Renaissance record label back in the 80s?
Who was that by?
That was John.
And he followed up with an LOL after he wrote that.
Pretty much LOL.
Actually,
Is that Sean? Is that what you said?
You know, it's been all over the world. People everywhere, all over the world, can contact us on our MySpace or our Facebook, and do on a regular basis because they know that record.
They know that
So
record.
what I could say about that album was, however it got around, whatever it did, it got everywhere, and everybody knows it. And if you really want to find it, you can find it. And everybody gives us positive feedback about it, being only teenagers and whatnot. But thank you.
oh, thank you. Thank you, sir.
And it's great because people do know about it. So the new Renaissance experience was key for us, because how else would everybody else know about us? They distributed product and everybody got it. It was awesome.
Fucking roll, man!
Yeah.
Speed metal hell. Thrash metal attack.
Now, as far as making a record in this day and age, as opposed to making it now, would you say things are a lot easier in terms of making a record now, just with all the digital recording and all the other people out there, or is it still hard to find someone to work with you who actually knows what he's doing? Is it still the same?
That's a two-pronged question. One, prong.
Snap your fingers.
Snap your neck. Seen it many times. L'Amour.
We could
Hey, those guys open up for everybody, man.
Yeah, the difference is you don't have to wait for somebody to set up your reel-to-reel machine. The thing that we were recording on was like from a Led Zeppelin session. It was a big 2-inch reel-to-reel machine that when you're editing and you're just laying down your basic tracks, they all have to be set up, and it takes time. When you have a computer, it's bing, bang, boom. It's so much faster.
Right. I know.
And the other part of that question was?
Well, it's easier to do it now, but is it in terms of finding the right sound? Is that still difficult to do? Because I hear a lot of recordings right now that it's like stuff that sounds sort of cold, dry, and punchy. Whereas analog, even if an analog recording was rushed, I know it's sort of the recordings I have from the '80s, even one of the ones you can tell they didn't have money, they sound sort of raw and unapologetic. But now, right now, I just think it sounds kind of
Too
thin.
polished, do you think?
Well, it's too polished when it's not polished.
But you can do
right.
both if you want to. You can release only on vinyl in small quantities and have that warmth of analog. We would love to do something like that. That would be cool. But then you get
That's actually what we're currently doing.
Yes.
We're working on like a vinyl split right now.
Well, no, I mean just as far as recording wise, it's finalized in digital, but it's tracks are being laid in analog. That's what we're currently doing right now.
Right. So I also wondered if, like, especially listening to the '80s thrash records, if it was hard for analog to capture that really massive low end. Because you hear Master of Puppets, The Rain and Blood, the bass guitar is turned down a lot. Then you put on something like the German bands like Creator.
Yeah.
Right.
One of their '80s records is just a blur because they're too heavy for the goddamn tape. I was actually talking about this on
It's that digital crackle.
that digital.
It almost sounds like it's just like it's laced with white noise, like Master of Puppets, things like that. So it's just it's what it is, man. It's that digital crackle. I just don't think that thrash music was really meant for that.
Right, I heard like
You can enjoy a nice violin through it, but I don't think
I heard like Sanctify as compared to Rise to Offend. I was just listening to them both, and I think like, for instance, on Sanctify, can you definitely hear a better like low end on that, like a much more brutal attack.
Right, because we know what we're after now, but then we didn't, and we skipping on equipment, finding somebody who doesn't record this kind of music as your option to record limits your ability to get that. So after that's over, and in the modern era, we know how to get those sounds, and that's what we go for now. But then we had no experience, and you have very little control.
Two questions. One of them, and I want to just say, breaking into one market for thrash metal. If you get to Japan, it's very hard to do, but if you can get there, extremely lucrative. But he says here, what about the Japanese kids that covered Maggot Infestation? I didn't know about that, but
This happened about 1999.
Yes.
It was a band called Cutthroat, and they did not only Maggot Infestation, but they did
Fight for Your
Life. And this band put out a compilation CD of thrash metal era songs that they liked.
and you guys were.
And we were on it.
We were on it.
So
it's an honor.
Yeah,
It's a real honor. That's
the Japanese are very, very enthusiastic about our kind of music, and we have a lot of contacts that stem from Japan. In fact, there's a guy named Ryo Asai in Osaka City, Osaka, who does Demonic Majesty, and we were on the cover of it, and he did an interview with us, and he's super supportive, and he has a record store. And Ryo's the man. When we get our album done, our comeback album, Ryo will be selling it because it's hot in Japan. Thank you.
When is this comeback album? Like we talked a little bit about before, but when is this like new full length going to be done? Do you think?
Well, we just got started finding the studio and doing that. So,
where's that at?
Well, it's a good friend of Gary's. And we just started working with him last week, and it's a good location for all of us, and he's got quite a skill level, so we just started, and we'll see how it goes. It should be awesome.
Is this coming out through a label? Is it self-released? Is this?
We're just recording it, and then we'll decide how to get it out after that. We just want to do everything ourselves, and then go from there.
Okay, and what was the...
Okay, a couple questions. Whatever happened to John Hubert from the Dominant?
Ibert, John Ibert.
John
You gotta
Hubert.
pronounce it like Ibert.
Oh, John. Oh, okay.
John Ibert.
We used to call him.
Different band.
I think the fellow, I think it's a band,
Uptight Dynamite.
yeah, Uptight Dynamite. I interviewed him a few years ago in that band. He had a blues rock band, Uptight Dynamite. I don't know if they're currently active, but they were playing out recently.
Yeah, John is an awesome guitar player.
He came to see us at Sweeney's, and he was playing there regularly. He was on the roster for that month. So
He's a great guy to interview because, well, he'll kind of hijack the interview because once once you get him talking, he will not stop
He
talking.
won't stop.
And you imagine writing songs with that guy. It was awesome.
Yeah, he talked about. He told me about opening up for Slayer back in the day.
Oh,
I guess.
absolutely.
At the truck. That was different.
Yeah, that was Dominant. So he played with was he a member of Anvil Bits as well?
No, he was not. He was in a bassinator at the time. Am I correct about that?
Yes. Yep. That's
Okay, so in terms of what happened, and to ask that question, I guess. Well, last I talked to him, he had Uptight Dynamite.
Yep.
And I think that band still might be active there. He was fronting that band. They're blues rock, but they had a good touch of metal in them. They had they were a very diverse band.
And John can play the hell out of a guitar. John's an awesome guitar player.
Awesome guitar player, awesome singer. And
He is. He's got feel. He's got soul, doesn't he?
yes, he does. And honestly, like if you want a good conversation, even if he never met you before, just walk up to the guy and start talking to him. He will not take that as awkward. He will talk.
He's a people
He will
person.
talk. He is a people person.
And he knows a thing or two about a thing or two.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. And I think he was also working, doing sound. When I talked to him, he was also doing that and raising his kids. So that's the John Ibert life story.
John's the man.
He's probably gonna come crashing through that wall and
We hope so.
before Kerry King does.
Tell-
I hope so.
At,
Middle of the road.
at his wedding, he got married, and his reception was at the
What is it?
the Academy
Academy
of
of
Music
Music,
up in the
yeah.
ballroom up top.
That was beautiful.
Unbelievable. And Chucky dropped a Yingling on the
Yeah.
floor, and there was a team of waiters that came out cleaning up his Yingling. I'm like, look at this. They don't mess around. This stuff is expensive up in here.
Oh man. Memory.
And what was that one? What was the last question we had? Want to see about? Oh, okay.
When's JB Metal gonna be on?
Was J&P Metal coming on?
Yeah, JB Metal's gonna be coming up in just a minute.
Absolutely. Get JB in here. Come on, man.
Any more questions? I don't see any more questions from the audience, so why don't we
had to ask.
wrap it up, Kevin, and then
Show's coming to a close.
we're going to have a quick segment with JB Metal, his little collection, and then
Thank
we're going to have a little bitch play us some jam out singers songs.
Yeah.
Wait, next gig. Yeah, guys, talk about your next gigs. What are you going to be next? We're
We're in the studio. We're recording.
Yeah, we're doing the record.
Whatever comes across our plate, we'll do. But right now, we're just recording.
There's a metal fest in October. You'll probably be playing that.
Okay, we're playing.
October. All right.
Where's that at?
We'll do it.
We should be
We'll
done by then.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. All right, good.
Bold
We'll
prediction.
let you know.
In your backyard? We can do it.
I'm sure Keith will.
There's a stage back there, you know.
I know.
Yeah, 4 days.
Keith Carney will
We can
scare
do
us
it.
up a gig. Keith will hook us up when we're ready.
Yeah, we had power metal. I got a $400 sound violation because of theory, power theory.
That's Lauren's band.
There you go, Lauren.
We should have done the interview in the tent. I like the tent.
That's what I managed to, and they were here, and we got sound violation. But the cops all wanted CDs.
Hey, by the way, thanks for having us down here, man. This is really cool.
We love it.
Thanks,
You
Becky.
guys are great.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. You rock.
No, you rock.
We want to see your shit right now. Bring it up. Come on, man.
Yo, Brett,
JB
Kendrick Street
Metal.
Jam.
Kendrick Street Jams. Yeah, but
Hey, oh yeah, Kendrick Street Jams, absolutely.
Somebody go to Kenny Kendrick.
Mark the Shark. Let's talk about the Shark
Mark the
Party.
Shark. Okay, wait.
Oh, Kendrick Street. That's where we live, Dave.
Kendrick Street.
4422 at Kendrick Street, Holmesburg in the house.
Yeah.
Original flop house, man.
Straight out of Holmesburg in the shadow of the prison
Oh
every
my
day.
God, that's right.
Yeah. Uh oh.
Near the prison. The
Yes.
party's near the prison.
Yeah.
You're near a cemetery. What's the difference?
Yes. Near Holmesburg prison. We Sean and I were talking about that the other day about some parties that you guys had or something, or I can't remember what it was. But
We used to play shark parties down at Second in Spring Garden.
Fifth and
Fifth in Spring Garden.
Yeah,
My
Fifth.
fault.
Now it's Silk City.
Yep.
Yeah.
Silk City.
That was
Mark
great.
still
though.
owns it.
Huh.
Blur.
Alrighty. Final word for you guys.
Prick.
Ultimate Revenge 2.
Hey,
I got that on VHS.
Was that the Dark Angel one?
Yes.
Yeah, that was. I got that on CD.
You see me getting my head kicked in?
I have it on CD, so I don't.
Okay, you're asking when you're doing a video. Let me tell the audience. There is a video already made. It's going to be released.
It's called Gift of Fury. It's
Gift of
brand
Fury.
new. And it's an excellent video, if I do say so myself. And I just did.
We were trying to actually premiere it tonight on the show. I don't know if Sean got it converted yet.
It's all about the format,
But
baby.
it will, if I can get, listen, when you guys start playing, I'm going to go upstairs and do it myself. So we'll try to get that up here tonight. If not,
Okay.
it will be in the rebroadcast, which will be later tonight. And 8 o'clock tomorrow night, we're going to rebroadcast this whole show, but it's cleaned up.
if you don't get a chance to see the video, that's quite a tease, isn't it? Right? Don't mess with the people. You can show them the video.
If it's not on tonight here, it will be on 8 o'clock tomorrow night on the replay.
All right, that's good enough.
That way. We don't have advertisers. We don't care. I mean, it's not agreed.
We gotta get advertisers.
No, just keep on pushing. Do what you're doing. It's all.
This is great. What
We're all
you're doing.
volunteers.
Keep on pushing.
All right, guys. We're gonna.
Still
You guys see JP Metal's collection actually has one of his prized things is an Anvil bitch CD, which he got it for your motorhead show.
I had him sign it already.
You had him signed already,
Oh, yeah.
and we're gonna come back.
They
and
were
we're
shocked
gonna
to see it.
Yes.
And how?
Yes.
We're gonna see. I know. I was shocked to see it too. We're gonna see some of his collection that he brought all the way from Parksburg, PA, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna tell Anvil bitch.
All right.
So we're gonna
Thank
be
you.
coming to a
We out?
video of. Sorry, the interface is really slow. Ew. Where'd it go? Such a moron.
Stay heavy.
Stay heavy. Uncle
Stay
Hate
heavy.
loves
Final
you.
word.
He says Uncle Hate loves you.
That's Bobby.
Hey,
Bobby.
Bobby.
Bobby. Uncle Hate.
Uncle Bob. Big evil brothers.
Calling from the Warfield Estates or the Estate of Hate.
Gang's all here.
Bobby provides the stickers, and Bobby made a copy of the video that hopefully you'll play because he hooked us up. Uncle Hate.
Uploaded, and I just gotta say one more thing, audience. We have Condition Critical in the house tonight.
Yes.
John
Condition
is,
Critical.
and
Oh,
they're
sorry.
going to be doing
Sorry,
artist to artist
feedback.
program with Anvil Bitch, which is a young musician working with their mentors. They're gonna be doing an interview after this tonight with you guys. We're gonna videotape it and we're gonna air it during the show tomorrow night.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So it'll be live, but
All right.
all Condition Critical boys are here tonight. So we're gonna kind of do a video for the Beatles. They're gonna be playing our show on what day, Kevin?
May 6th or May
6th.
Beatles.
Beatles will be
Nice.
here. And then we will be right back with JP Metal. We're going to see some gold record, I think, and maybe some leather jackets. I don't know.
That's how I feel right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Well,